Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Elisa, and on this channel, I love to talk about the yin-yang methodology. If you don't know what that is, I have plenty of videos to catch you up, so I highly recommend kind of poking around my channel. I'll leave some links in the description box too, but in short, the yin-yang methodology is an approach that is all-inclusive, and its aim is to help you discover your authentic beauty, so that way you can put together a cohesive wardrobe. You can put together a cohesive makeup collection if that's something that you're interested in. So also on this channel, I do monologue style videos like this. It's to kind of help me challenge the perfectionist side of myself, seeing as how I just sit down in front of a camera and I deliver a monologue, and it's an opportunity to spark a conversation within the beauty sort of community. So I also share, I also share little tidbits about my personal style journey. So if any of that interests you, I highly suggest that you keep coming back around. I would love to have you, and maybe subscribe. So anyways, let's get straight into today's topic that I have picked out. Today I want to talk about beauty. Of course, because that's what this channel is all about. We're always talking about beauty, but I want to talk about beauty and if there is a wrong or a right way to beauty. And I feel like this could spark some controversy if I was to just pose this question and not give any further context. So I will answer the question right now, and then we'll get more into my thoughts on this. But is there a wrong or right way to beauty? I don't think that there is a wrong way or a right way to beauty, but there is a caveat, and I will share that with you in just a moment. So first off, in order to talk about the subject of beauty and whether there's a wrong or right way to beauty, I think I need to loosely define beauty. So to me, beauty is harmony. Beauty is inspiring. Beauty is complete. Beauty is magnetizing. That to me is beauty. And because of that, when I view beauty, I don't necessarily put myself in the position of viewing beauty through the lens of a particular beauty standard. I don't view beauty as a supermodel versus somebody that's not a supermodel. Like I don't put people on tiers like that. So beauty is just simply harmony from my perspective. Now, because of that, when I view beauty as far as individuals, I view beauty not only as your physical manifestation, but also your essence. And if you've been here for a while, you know that I'm huge on essence. It's a part of what I observe when I do my client analysis reports. So I also view us as whole, complete people outside of just our physical manifestations. So there's a lot more nuance to our beauty when I view it through that lens. Now, something that I wanted to ask myself when I was kind of pondering this, is there a wrong way or a right way to beauty? A question that I found asking myself is, what is the point of discovering my natural beauty, or any one person? What might be the motive? And for me, the answer to this question was that it was a means of expression. It was a connection to the material world. So I have essence, I have this spirit and aura about me, and through that, I want to communicate something. So it's a means of communication. I adorn myself with these beautiful objects, and because of that, it signals a particular message to individuals. It's also, like I said, just an expression of myself. So it gives me the opportunity, like I said, to connect back to the material world. So it's an extension of my authenticity, I guess. It's an extension of my consciousness. Now, after I answered that question of what is the point of discovering my natural beauty, and those were my answers, and I would be curious to see your guys' answers to that question too. What is your motive for discovering your natural beauty? I asked myself, what is the how of discovering natural beauty? So what is the how of, not how do I discover it, but how do I express it? And this is where I feel we get into the meat and potatoes of a new discussion in the beauty community. And this is something that I really want to promote, because I have been a YouTube consumer for a very long time. And I was watching beauty YouTubers back a long, long time ago. A long time ago. And it's been a really interesting thing to see the progression of the beauty community. So the beauty community at one point was highly focused on makeup. And I feel the direction our culture and many cultures going in today is centered around autonomy and centered around authenticity. So an approach towards personal beauty that is centered around makeup is not always an authentic representation of someone's expression of beauty. So as a result, I started thinking of all the different approaches towards beauty. And this kind of landed me on, what is right, what is wrong. And really, I just think that there's a right approach for you. And the only wrong approach is dishonesty. So that's kind of the spoiler alert here. Is there a right or wrong? The right is what's right for you. The wrong is a dishonest and inauthentic approach. So when I started thinking about the how of expressing your beauty, it landed me on kind of like this spectrum of different possibilities. And we have the women that are kind of like the old school beauty women that are, wearing Chanel and, I think of like Elizabeth Taylor, right? Like she's a particular kind of representation of beauty. And then we have people who are akin to Alicia Keys, who took it upon themselves to express their beauty through minimalism and through a very raw approach, which both of these are equally beautiful, in my opinion. And, when I started to view things through that lens, I started to give myself more room for authentic beauty expression. I also gave myself the opportunity to detach myself from what I thought was supposed to be a representation of my beauty. I am personally guilty of actually attaching myself to certain identities that I maybe was too heavily emotionally invested in and weren't actual authentic representations of myself. And I think a good example of this is my attachment to the music that I prefer. I really had this internal swirling fear that if people thought a certain way about me, I would appear weak. I would appear, sometimes it would be, I would appear uneducated, I would appear uncultured, whatever it was, to that particular subculture. So I would appear like I didn't know what was going on in that subculture that I was participating in. So, when I started to see things in this kind of spectrum of beauty and how people approach beauty and how that manifested for them, I really started to get a better understanding of how I could approach expressing my authentic beauty. So the how of it is like we have the glam, we have individuals who are completely stripped down, we have people who I would consider like myself who are somewhere in the middle where I operate within the realm of mild enhancements and I still dabble in kind of like each, right? And that's been really fun for me to explore. But there's also this aspect of beauty that I feel in the beauty community, at least what I perceive as the beauty community, that's not really spoken about as much. I do see topics coming to light about this, but I want to talk about the beauty of wellness because I do feel that this plays into the wrong and right way to beauty, right? When we think about beauty and what I outlined as beauty earlier in the video, part of that is our spirit and our essence. And I see a lot of care and attention placed on physical aesthetic. And I'm one of those people. I'm definitely one of those people. I talk about aesthetic a lot. I have a, physical beauty regimen and everything. But something that I really feel is equally as important is our beauty wellness. And I feel that there's a few different aspects to this. So first off, there's the aspect of becoming obsessed with beauty. I physically and emotionally had this happen to me where I became obsessed with what it meant to beauty and how to beauty. How do I do this? How do I wear this lipstick? What's this, what's this all mean for myself? And I found myself getting lost. I found myself lacking in discernment and I wasn't sure how to proceed because I just became swallowed up by it all. So when it comes to maintaining a certain level of wellness for myself, when it comes to beauty, I think of myself in terms of engaging in beauty in different ways outside of the realm of shopping for clothes and deciding what eyeshadow I'm going to put on. I find myself making myself available to discover different beauty in ways that I never even perceived could be beauty. So that can look like things like my participation in the arts or some sort of creative outlet, something that kind of brings me joy and centers me back to who I am and what I authentically like to do in the world, my participation in the world. And then expanding my perspective on various aspects of beauty. So this includes learning about different cultures, learning what it's like to be a particular kind of individual in their life experience in life and what their relationship with beauty is. Kind of just stepping outside of myself is really what it came down to. So that was like one of my how-tos to beauty. It wasn't just this surface level approach of, am I going to be the girl that wears lipstick or not wear lipstick? It was more, am I going to be the girl that really allows herself to discover everything that there is available about beauty? But there was a point where this behavior inevitably, just like with the physicalities of my beauty, became toxic. So I became obsessed with different imagery online. I became obsessed with different aesthetics and how to implement those. And next thing I know, I'm looking around at my house and I'm like, well, which one am I going to pick? I have to dedicate myself to one. And it became overwhelming, right? And so it shifted me from a place of gratitude and actually understanding other individuals and other cultures and other arts and everything like that into, again, centering things around how I can forcefully make something happen. And so I really, I say all of this because when I was asking myself this question, is there a wrong or right way to beauty? And the answer was no, but yes, if it's dishonest. It kind of unfolded this whole experience that I was able to reflect on and what that dishonesty looked like, what it looked like when I was in my moments of pure beauty, whether it was me sitting on my couch in a bun and my loungewear, right? Like not our typical physical manifestation of maybe beauty, but I'm discovering something, I'm learning something, I'm enriching my existence as just a human on this planet in some way, shape, or form. It really kind of it allowed me room, right? It allowed me the freedom to just authentically be myself in the moment. And I know this is probably all starting to sound a little woo-woo, but I really just feel like there's some validity on this topic in the beauty community because there is an abundance of imagery out there and just different mediums out there that we're constantly getting bombarded with, and it can be extremely stimulating and overwhelming. So I just kind of want to be the voice that helps center individuals that maybe are in this realm right now, center it back to knowing and understanding that there's more to be discovered in beauty, and there's more to the how-to beauty than simply what's being presented right now in popular media, I should say. So this wasn't my typical video on here's a problem, here's the solution. This was very much geared towards starting a dialogue with you guys. And I really kind of relate all of this back to the archetypes and my relationship with the archetypes when I first discovered what they were and everything like that, and how I got so pinned down into feeling like I had to adopt some sort of identity that was just not me, and how I came out the other side of that by understanding that I needed to create some room for myself and discover other aspects of my beauty than what was just being presented as far as surface level. So anyways, the ultimate message of this video is that your unique beauty is never unavailable. So even if you are in the midst of an identity crisis because you can't decide if you are a classic type or a natural or something to that effect, you're just having a hard time with your physical beauty and understanding it to the capacity that you would desire to understand it, just just know that there are other aspects of beauty that I think are worth exploring. And I would encourage you to see what those are. I would encourage you to just take a moment and ask yourself these questions. Ask the questions that I maybe asked myself is, what is my motive for discovering my personal beauty? What are what's the different, what's the spectrum of how to beauty? What is an authentic approach to beauty for me, and just kind of let that sit with yourself. We're not in any sort of hurry to make any sort of commitments on what that looks like. I know when I've rushed into making particular kind of commitments, I usually have major regrets because I didn't allow myself the room for discernment. So anyways, your unique beauty is never unavailable to yourself. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this in the comments below. This was, like I said, not as structured as some of my other monologue videos, but it was something that was weighing on me. And as the perfectionist that I am, this is going to be a real challenge to mildly edit and then upload for you guys. So taking a leap of faith over here, taking a leap of faith. So anyways, I hope that you guys got something out of this video, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.